Okay, everybody, welcome to the last session of this plenary of Arctic Frontiers 2019. Thank you very much for making it back into our hall. For those of you just coming in, do make your way to the seats and we'll get going. And I am now sort of the captain of the ship for the last time, and I use that metaphor advisedly because we're now moving on to talk about Arctic seaways and the implications of warming and of ice retreat and of melt for the changing situation in terms of the Arctic as a seaway and what it might mean for the countries of the North and for the wider world as well. I'm just going to tell you one arguably interesting, perhaps not interesting little fact about me. I was born in a tiny little town in rural England called Spilsby, which nobody will ever have heard of. It's in Lincolnshire, which is in the east of England. And in the middle of town, there's a statue to a guy called Sir John Franklin. Now, I don't know if any of you have heard of Sir John Franklin, but he was an explorer, a classic sort of Victorian English explorer who was determined to find a route through the Northwest Passage and devoted much of his life to preparing for a major expedition, which he then undertook with a sturdy crew. I believe his ship was called the Erebus. Some people might know more about him than me. But anyway, the bottom line is it ended in tragic failure, and Sir John Franklin perished in the ice. If only John Franklin were alive today, he might be quite excited about global warming because of his obsession with getting through the Northwest Passage. I only mention that because things are changing very fast, and everything we've assumed about the Arctic and its navigability is changing. And what does that mean? Well, we've got some speakers to address that, and then we're going to chew it over in a panel discussion.